And Donald Trump, of course, took the call and talked to the president of Taiwan. Problem with that was Taiwan doesn't have a president. The United States functions on what they call a one-China policy, and Taiwan is a renegade province of said China. And Donald Trump didn't know that and picked up the phone and started yammering away, and the media ate his ass up. And I'm not going to lie, I was laughing like shit. I was like, oh, shit, this dumb motherfucker is in trouble. And then that night, I was in bed drifting off to sleep, and then I had to admit it to myself. I was like, I didn't know that shit either. The story wasn't that Donald Trump took the call. The biggest story is that nobody told Donald Trump not to take the call. It's terrifying. It wasn't like they were calling the White House. They were calling the switchboard at Trump Towers, and they were getting through. Anybody. Mr. President, there's a Ricky Ticky Tabby on the phone for you? Yes. Put him through. Mr. President, there's a John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith on the phone. Oh, his name is my name, too. Put him through.
Dave Chappelle took a long drag from his cigarette, exhaled, and said, all right, let's talk about your boy Trump. The crowd braced. The joke landed so hard, Trump stood up mid-Big Mac, face redder than his tie, screaming at the TV. Fox News cut to commercial. Secret Service debated tackling the remote. Meanwhile, Chappelle just chuckled, flicked his ashes, and said, that one's free. What did he say? Oh, trust me, Mar-a-Lago might be on lockdown.
Let's have a look at Chappelle's analysis of Trump on SNL.
I'm watching the news now. They're declaring the end of the Trump era. Now, okay, I can see how in New York you might believe this is the end of his era. A lot of you don't understand why Trump was so popular, but I get it because I hear it every day. He's very loved. And the reason he's loved is because that first debate, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a white male billionaire screaming at the top of his lungs, this whole system is rigged, he said. And across the stage was Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama sitting over there looking at him like, no, it's not. I said, now, wait a minute, bro. It's what he said. And the moderator said, well, Mr. Trump, if in fact the system is rigged, as you suggest, what would be your evidence? You remember what he said, bro? He said, I know the system is rigged because I use it. I said,
Dave Chappelle isn't just a comedian. He's a cultural earthquake in a leather jacket, armed with a cigarette and a mic. From Chappelle's show to sold-out stand-up specials, he's built a career on saying what everyone else is too scared to. No topic is off-limits. Race? He's on it. Politics? Oh, he's deep in it. Cancel culture? He's practically its kryptonite. And when it comes to calling out public figures, nobody is safe. Not even a former and possibly future president.
Like, no matter what you feel about Trump, there was a moment in that debate, Chappelle talks about it, when Trump said, of course, exists.
And then Hillary Clinton tried to punch him in the taxes. She said, this man doesn't pay his taxes. He shot right back. That makes me smart.
He's paid nothing in federal taxes because the only years that anybody's ever seen when he was trying to get a casino license, and they showed he didn't pay any federal income tax. So
that makes me smart.
And then he said, if you want me to pay my taxes, then change the tax code. But I know you won't, because your friends and your donors enjoy the same tax breaks that I do.
Did you use that $916 million loss to avoid paying personal federal income taxes?
Of course I do. Of course I do. And so do all of her donors, or most of her donors.
Yeah. Finally, a member of the oligarchy class says yes.
So when Chappelle set his sights on Donald Trump, you knew something legendary was about to go down. One joke, one perfectly timed punchline, and boom, Trump lost it. Reports say his Diet Coke hit the floor. Aides were Googling, can you impeach a comedian? Fox News switched to DEFCON 1. Meanwhile, Chappelle, he just exhaled, smirked, and let the internet do the rest.
Trump's a wild guy. He's a wild guy. I'll tell you something he did that made me crazy when he was running for president. When he was running for president, he said this at a debate. He said the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, were eating people's dogs and cats. That really upset me because I live in Ohio. In fact, I live, what's up, Ohio? I live one town over from Springfield. Now, those of you who are from Ohio, I hope you know that's not what's happening in Springfield at all. What happened in Springfield is a lot of jobs went away. 20,000 Haitian immigrants were moved there by our government legally, and they pay market value for their rents, and they saved a lot of companies because they did jobs that the whites weren't doing. It's not that the whites couldn't do these jobs, but they were busy.
Social media exploded. MAGA Twitter was in shambles. Late-night hosts scrambled to replay the clip. But what exactly did Chappelle say that sent Trump into full meltdown mode? Let's just say it was so brutal, even Mar-a-Lago's golf course might have felt the tremors. Dave Chappelle isn't just a comedian, he's a cultural earthquake in a leather jacket, armed with a cigarette and a mic.
I don't know how many different ways Dave Chappelle has got to tell you all that he's a Trump supporter, but he's letting you know he's a Trump supporter with what he says and where he lives. You think he lives in the rural Ohio surrounded by Trump supporters because he hates Donald Trump? Dave Chappelle is about as MAGA.
From Chappelle's show to sold-out stand-up specials, he's built a career on saying what everyone else is too scared to. No topic is off-limits. Race? He's on it. Politics? Oh, he's deep in it. Cancel culture? He's practically its kryptonite. And when it comes to calling out public figures, nobody is safe. Not even a former and possibly future president.
Like, he doesn't think these things through before he tells us. He just tells us what he's thinking as soon as it occurs to him. This shit sounds I'm going to go to China, and I'm going to get those jobs from China and bring them back here to America. For what, nigga? So iPhones can be $9,000? Leave that job in China where it belongs. None of us want to work that hard. I want to wear Nikes. I don't want to make them shit. Stop trying to give us Chinese jobs. I am going to bring back coal. Coal? I'm not even exaggerating. I have never in my life even seen a coal. I honestly don't even know what coal is for. Find me some truffles.
So when Chappelle set his sights on Donald Trump, you knew something legendary was about to go down. One joke, one perfectly timed punchline, and boom, Trump lost it. Reports say his Diet Coke hit the floor. Aides were Googling, can you impeach a comedian? Fox News switched to DEFCON 1. Meanwhile, Chappelle, he just exhaled, smirked, and let the internet do the rest. Social media exploded. MAGA Twitter was in shambles. Late-night hosts scrambled to replay the clip. If there's one person who could roast the sitting president and make the whole country laugh while doing it, it's Dave Chappelle. From the Rick James saga to the Prince basketball skit, every episode was a masterclass in fearless, unapologetic humor. But just when the world thought they had Chappelle figured out, he pulled the ultimate plot twist. He walked away. At the peak of his career, with a $50 million deal on the table, Chappelle disappeared like a ghost with a punchline. Hollywood panicked. Fans were confused. Conspiracy theories swirled. Was he crazy? Broke? Living in a cave? Nope. He was in South Africa, dodging the industry's nonsense and waiting for the right moment to return. And when he did, he came back sharper, bolder, and even funnier.
So Donald Trump, I know you watch the show. Man, remember, whether people voted for you or not, they're all counting on you. Whether they like you or not, they're all counting on you. The whole world is counting on you. I mean this when I say this. Good luck. Please, do better next time. Please, all of us, do better next time. Do not forget.
Chappelle's comedy has never been for the faint of heart. His style is unfiltered, brutally honest, and sprinkled with just enough charm to make even his harshest critics chuckle before realizing, wait, was that about me? He tackles race, gender, and society with the precision of a surgeon and the delivery of a man who has absolutely nothing to lose. It's why people love him. It's also why some people clutch their pearls whenever he grabs a microphone. And when it comes to political figures, oh, he does not hold back. Unlike late-night hosts who tiptoe around certain topics, Chappelle swings for the fences. Presidents, senators, celebrities, you name it, they're all potential targets. He doesn't care what party you're from. If there's a joke to be made, consider yourself served. He famously roasted George W. Bush's mission accomplished moment, took Barack Obama down a peg, even while admitting he loved him. And when Trump came along, oh, that was just a buffet of comedy gold.
Meanwhile, Chappelle famously invoked his own wealth to argue that some Trump voters were confused.
I listen to him say naive, poor white people things. Man, Donald Trump's going to go to Washington, and he's going to fight for us. I'm standing there thinking in my mind, you dumb mother. You are poor. He's fighting for me.
Chappelle first addressed Trump's presidency with a surprising take, telling people to give him a chance during SNL's post-election monologue in 2016. But as time went on, his gloves came off. He called out Trump's base, poked fun at his legal troubles, and even compared him to the guy in a heist movie who admits everything on the way out the door. They're trying to catch me on tax evasion. Good luck, suckers. I'm the president. But this latest moment, this was different. This wasn't just another Trump joke. This was a full-blown detonation that sent Trump into meltdown mode. The kind of joke that made even Trump's biggest supporters take a deep breath and go, damn, Dave. And if there's one thing history has taught us, it's that when Chappelle sets his sights on you, you better buckle up. Because the joke isn't just funny, it's usually true.
You know, I didn't know that Donald Trump was going to win the election. I did suspect it. Seemed like Hillary was doing well in the polls, and yet I know the whites. You guys aren't as full of surprises as you used to be.
Trump's fury didn't just simmer, it boiled over. He wasn't the type to take a public roasting lightly, especially when it was spreading faster than his last campaign slogan. The joke had hit a nerve, and no amount of damage control could put the fire out. His inner circle scrambled to contain the mess, but there was no real strategy for dealing with a comedian who thrived on controversy. Behind closed doors, there were heated discussions. Aides pitched different ways to spin the situation. Ignore it, fire back with an official statement, or try to flip it into a joke of his own. None of it stuck. Every attempt to deflect the attention only made the moment bigger. The media was eating it up. Social media was in a frenzy, and supporters were caught between defending their leader and laughing at something they secretly found hilarious. The outrage machine kicked into high gear. Political commentators and influencers scrambled to turn the situation into a culture war moment, twisting the joke into an attack on their entire movement. They threw out desperate accusations, Hollywood bias, media manipulation, an orchestrated smear campaign. The problem was, it wasn't a scripted hit piece. It was a joke, and it was funny.
In the beginning, I was confused on who to vote for. I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure. I'm not into politics. I just wait to see who's going to win and then talk trash about everybody else. That's what I do as a comedian now. But on my way to my show, gas prices was off the chain, son. And then when I got to my show, the food was expensive, and everywhere I go, they say it's inflation. You know what it is? It's Biden. So coming November 2024, Trump 2024, man. Make America great again. That's right.
On the ground, the impact was immediate. Late-night hosts and internet personalities seized the moment, remixing the joke, amplifying the laughter, and turning it into the latest political meme. Graphics, GIFs, and videos flooded timelines, drowning out any weak attempts at a counter-narrative. It was no longer just a comedy bit, it was a full-blown cultural event. And yet, the man at the center of it all couldn't let it go. Despite being advised to move on, the frustration lingered. The more he fumed, the more people laughed. The silence from the comedian only made it worse. There was no apology, no backtracking, no clarification. The joke was out in the wild, growing larger with every replay, every retweet, every headline. In the end, the power shift was undeniable. A single moment on stage had flipped the script. The joke didn't just land, it took over. And in that moment, no press conference, rally, or carefully worded statement could compete with the sound of a world laughing.
Now Trump is gone. Yeah. You know, I know a lot of people don't like him, but I thought the guy was at least an optimist. I am not as optimistic as he was. I look at it like, there's bad people on both sides. All right, just trying them out. Call the coronavirus the Kung Flu. I said, you racist, hilarious son of I'm supposed to say that, not you. It's wrong when you say it.
Chappelle and Trump have been circling each other for years like two heavyweight fighters who know they'll never actually step into the ring. But that hasn't stopped Chappelle from landing punch after punch. From the moment Trump entered politics, Chappelle saw exactly what he was. A one-man spectacle, a reality TV star who had somehow stumbled into the most powerful job in the world. And for a comedian like Chappelle, that was comedy gold. Early on, Chappelle took a measured approach. He wasn't one to jump on the bandwagon of predictable Trump bashing. He liked to dissect things, peel back the layers, and find the part that made everyone in the room squirm before they laughed.
Amen.
What am I going to do if Trump gets reelected? Probably get a significant tax break.
The importance of economic policies that put American...
At first, he gave Trump a moment of consideration, a brief pause before launching into what would become an unrelenting comedic takedown of a presidency unlike any other. As Trump's term played out like a never-ending reality show, Chappelle sharpened his material. He didn't just mock Trump, he painted him as the ultimate hustler, the kind of guy who could sell you a broken elevator and convince you it was a penthouse suite. He wasn't just making fun of policies or scandals, he was exposing the absurdity of it all. The way Trump could stand in front of cameras, deny reality, and somehow convince millions that he was the only one telling the truth.
You don't know how scary the things I read in my briefings are. And I was like, holy shit, man. That's bad leadership. Even as a parent, you think I'm going to sit my kids down? Hey, little man, come here real quick. I just want to holler at you for a second. I'm 3 months behind on the rent, nigga, and I am worried. Very worried. Cause I don't go to school and have a productive day, nigga. I was just thinking out loud, getting some shit off my chest. Like, what
the best part? Trump never figured out how to handle it. Normally, when someone went after him, he'd fire back instantly, rage tweeting, calling them losers, doubling down on whatever nonsense had started the firestorm in the first place. But Chappelle was different. He never played by the usual rules. He didn't rant on social media, didn't try to insert himself into the 24-hour news cycle. He would drop a joke, walk away, and let the world do the rest. That's what made him dangerous. Chappelle wasn't chasing headlines, he was the headline. His words didn't just get laughs, they stuck, and that made it impossible for Trump to respond without making the joke even funnier. For years, Trump managed to avoid directly engaging, ignoring Chappelle's jabs while going after easier targets like late-night hosts and network comedians. But with this latest joke, the silence was over. This time, the joke didn't just land, it exploded. Trump's frustration bubbled over, and suddenly, the carefully built wall of avoidance crumbled. His team scrambled to spin it, his supporters flailed in every direction, but it was too late. Chappelle had planted the flag, claimed the victory, and walked away without even looking back.
We have losers.
They're losers.
His supporters lunged into damage control, but their defenses were as shaky as an expired Trump steak. Every desperate counterattack only gave the joke more power. And Chappelle? He didn't even blink. No follow-up, no backpedaling. Just a smirk and a mic drop. The silence was lethal. Trump looked shaken. His aura of dominance cracked, while Chappelle, untouchable. His legend didn't just grow, it skyrocketed. The world kept laughing. The internet stayed undefeated. And Trump? He learned the hard way. Comedy always wins. This wasn't just comedy, it was a public execution by laughter. Chappelle didn't just roast Trump, he rewired the circuits in his brain, permanently installing himself as the voice in his head. This moment proved that in politics, you can dodge scandals, spin narratives, and rewrite history, but you can't outrun a killer joke. Trump, the self-proclaimed master of insults, got outclassed, outplayed, and left spiraling over a punchline. Meanwhile, Chappelle, untouchable. No apologies, no regrets, just a king on his throne watching the world double over in laughter. Politics is temporary, but a legendary joke, that lives forever.